I have always wondered why English has become a lingua franca. It could have been a cause of economic interest, new technology, education, ideology, rise in number of native speakers, or also because of culture. But I've always thought that the most prominent cause of this is because of political influence through English-speaking nations. Its worldwide reach is much greater than anything achieved historically by Latin or French, and there has never been a language as widely spoken as English. Political influence has led to impacts within society by the spread of the language in a vast and quick way.
Way back in the 18th century, British rule and immigration have left their mark on independent nations that arose from the British Empire. The empire established the use of English in regions around the whole world. Today, English is the primary language to 400 million people and is spoken by about 1.5 billion as a first language. In the rise of the British Empire during the 18th and 19th century, English was spread beyond the Mother Islands. When English stepped out to invade other countries such as the Channel Islands, Gibraltar, Cyprus, Malta, they forced the inhabitants to speak English, and those who refused were executed. That's how serious it was.
In China, this was also done in where they force children to speak English when in third grade.
The 13 colonies were also a big factor and example of the spread of English. On the other hand, many people were just interested in learning English. Linguistic imperialism was also a factor that influenced English as a lingua franca. An example would be in the African countries, more specifically in the African Union. English is one of the major working languages on the meetings, seminars, conferences. University professors who participated in the international conference held in Ethiopia in 2010 reported that although the participants came from different many countries, all the sessions were conducted in English. So, English is a major international language with multiple functions and roles for the people in the world.
Diplomatic decisions within governments have led to the spread of English, making it a global language. The significance of the decisions made has led to the learning of English in order to understand political perspectives, making the language dominant. For example, after World War I, USA emerged as an economic and political superpower. During this time, the countries of the world began to form international organizations, and they need to be able to communicate. In 1942, the Marshall Plan was created, which was an American initiative to aid Western Europe after World War II by giving them money to rebuild its economy since it had declined after war. The Marshall Plan became an international noted foreign aid which was used in English, having an impact on how people understood the concept of it. This affected how Europeans had an understanding of the policy, leading to the spread of the English language. Another example is in 1962 when President John F. Kennedy implemented Peace Corps in the U.S. to encourage mutual understanding between Americans and people from different cultures. This program was an international exchange with other countries of the world using English, also with the purpose of spreading new ideas and culture involving the teaching of English. These types of organizations have made an impact in the spread in order to communicate in an efficient way and learn new ways to diversify the world.
Politically influenced individuals that are within English speaking countries also have an impact in the spread and the dominance of the language. This is for the reason that the people are trying to understand the idea throughout their speeches, but these people are trying to understand their message or idea because of their political influence. The global audience is reaching to certain individuals and trying to learn English in order to understand what is being conveyed by this dominant character within politics. For example, let's take the President of the United States, Barack Obama. His certain dialect and way of speaking allows foreign people who do not have English as the first language understand the message with more approach due to the slow pace he speaks in and the formal yet understandable language he uses. He does it this way because his speeches are not only heard in the United States but worldwide due to the political power he has and the approach he has with other countries. Barack Obama has done speeches in other countries and where English is not spoken, yet he is understood by the people and praised by the people, since it is a dominant and popular language that benefits in many occasions like these in speeches. For example, in his speech in Cairo called The New Beginning, in where he emits his message in English with a calm tone and formal language, while he's trying to convince to the people that he wants mutual respect and mutual interest from the Muslim world. The people within the Muslim world and other nations as well will want to understand what Barack Obama is trying to say for the reason that he is the president of the United States, and this is an issue that is well known globally, meaning that the people will want to hear and understand what he is trying to say because of his political influence, because of what he is trying to emit to the people. People look up to Barack Obama and he will want to be mimicked or copied, making many people see English as a dominant and important language throughout the world due to the political character, which is, in this example, Barack Obama. There have also been other politically influenced people like Martin Luther King in his speech of I Have a Dream, and also J.F. Kennedy in his famous quotes. Another politically influenced person is the Queen of the United Kingdom, Queen Elizabeth, which is globally known and globally appreciated. She has conducted many speeches that are seen by not only her nation, but the entire world, making the people want to understand what she wants to explain because she is a politically influenced individual. For example, in 2010, she went to the United Nations, in where delegates of all countries around the world unite to solve global issues. She addresses the message, and I repeat, in English, and states how the world can be changed, something that wants to be heard by the entire world. The massive appreciation and recognition that this woman has due to her political power makes people want to be capable of speaking English, to understand what she wants to communicate, what she is communicating. These meaningful people use English to convey their influential messages, making people be intrigued with the language itself, because if they are able to speak it and understand it, then they will be able to comprehend the ideals that these political influential individuals want to emit in order to solve the political issues around the world. In conclusion, English has become a lingua franca throughout the years, but it has solved many problems that are not as recognized. Having English as a lingua franca has had a long process of becoming the dominant language that it is today, yet it is not allowing to solve many political problems around the world, making politically influenced people resolve the prominent issues worldwide. Due to the access of communication through English, issues have been prevented and or settled.